everybody, welcome back to our channel Kavi Web Designs, and today in this video we're moving on to our next course, which is our Mastering Linux Command Training course. Now in this video you will learn the essential Linux commands to navigate, manage file manipulation, system administration, network management and streamline tasks efficiently. Now let's go to our next slide. Now in our Mastering Linux Command Training program, I will empower your skills with our comprehensive command training course. Finally, you will master the art of open source with a Linux expert by your side. Now, let's go to our next slide. So now, what is OS, operating system? An operating system, OS, is a fundamental software that manages computer hardware services for computer programs. It acts as an intermediary between users and the computer. Hardware which ensures that the program can run efficiently and manage resources such as memory, processor, devices and files. Now let's look into what operating system has in it. Operating system has a lot of things which work for the operating system for the computer to run smoothly. So here in the number 1 we have resource management. Resource management allocates and manages the computer resources such as CPU time, memory and input/output I/O devices. And process management controls and schedules execution of processes or tasks running on the computer. Now here we have memory management. Memory management manages the system memory, ensuring that processes have access to enough memory to execute efficiently. File system management. File system management organizes and manages files and directories on storage devices, facilitating data storages, retrieval and organization. Device management. Device management can handle communication between the computer's hardware, for example, printers, disk drives, keyboards and software appliances. Now lastly, here we have user interface. User interface provides a user-friendly command line or graphical for interacting with the computer and its services. Now let's go to our next slide to see what's there. So in our next slide, here I'm going to introduce you to the types of operating systems. Here you have Microsoft Windows, developed by Microsoft. Windows is the most widely used desktop operating system globally. It offers a graphical user interface, GUI, and multitask capabilities, and supports a vast variety of software appliances and hardware peripherals. And Windows versions can range from customer-oriented editions, for example, Windows 10, Windows 11 to server editions like Windows Server. Here we have next one, which is Mac OS. Developed Apple Inc. Mac OS is the operating system used exclusively on the Macintosh computers, known for its sleek interface and ease of use and integration with other Apple devices like iPhones, iPads, iPods and even Apple Watches. Mac OS provides a powerful productivity tools and multimedia capabilities. Here we have Linux, and Linux is an open source Unix-like operating system kernel that serves as the foundation for various Linux distributions or distros. And Linux distributions can range from Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, Kali Linux, and those are all widely used both on desktop computers and servers. And Linux is known for its stability, security, customization options, catering to both casual users, tech enthusiasts. And here we have Chrome OS. Developed by Google, Chrome OS is a Linux-based operating system designed primarily for web applications. It powers Chromebooks, which are affordable laptops known for fast boot times, security and integration with Google Suite or productivity tools like Google Docs and Gmails. So now let's go to our next slide. So knowing all of the mainly used systems, now let's see what are the popular Linux distros. So here we have 24 popular Linux distributions, starting with Ubuntu. Here we have Puppy, Zorin, Neptune, Bodhi, Red Hat, Arch, Slackware, Fedora, Debian, CentOS, Zorin, Kali Linux, Pure OS and many more. Now let's go to our next slide. So now, knowing about Linux, let's see what's the difference of Windows and what's the difference of Linux. Windows is a user-friendly UI operating system with wide software support, but on the other hand, Linux is an open source, customizable, command line driven and preferred for servers and programming, a programming operating system. Now, let's go to our next slide to see what's in there. Knowing that Linux is a very good operating system for open source command and is a command line driven operating system. Now let's see how to install Linux on our PC virtually. So here I have for both of these. For Mac OS, here you have to download UTM from this web page called mac.getutm.app. And step 2, you have to download the Linux distro from this link. So what Linux distro am I gonna choose? I'm gonna choose Kali Linux. As you guys know, that Kali Linux is used mostly for coding with various commands. But on the other hand, here we have for Windows operating system, we have 4 steps: download and install Oracle VM VirtualBox. And step 2, download the Linux ISO file. And step 3, create a new virtual machine. And here we have the last step, which is set up Linux on the virtual machine. So I'm going to show you this of Mac OS. For Mac OS, so let's go to Google Chrome. Now here I'm going to Google Chrome here. Here you have to write UTM. And here the first link says UTM, and here it shows the link where is the same link I showed you before. So when I clicked on this, here it sent me to this web page, securely run operating systems on your Mac. So here if you can scroll down, here it will talk all about you can run Linux, some older version of Mac OS, Windows 11, even some different versions of Windows also. So let's download this. So I press the download button, and here let me move my camera. So as you can see, here UTM is downloading. So here I have to wait for some time. Here I have to wait for 12 minutes. So let's go through what UTM will look like. As you can see here, UTM can even also run Windows 11 without you doing anything. Here we have Linux. You can also run Linux like Ubuntu. And here you can also run Mac OS on the older version. So as you can see here, Mac OS looked like this in the older versions, but now it's more secure, more better. So here you can see virtualize. You can also virtualize Mac OS as well. You can see here Mac OS 12, and here it's designed. This is designed for Mac OS only. So Windows users have to use virtual VM box. So now let's open UTM. So now as you can see here it says put UTM in your applications. So I pressed that. So now it has been successfully put into my launchpad. So let me open my launchpad for you guys. So here I have opened up UTM. So here it says welcome to UTM. So here we have 4 buttons saying support, user guide, create a new virtual machine, and browse UTM gallery. Press browse UTM gallery. And then here when you press browse UTM gallery, you can see here we have Oracle Linux, Debian 10.14, here Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows XP, here we have Ubuntu, even we have React OS, and then here we have Debian 12, Rosetta, and Fedora 38, and here we have Kali Linux. So mostly I'm going to focus on Kali Linux here. So I'm going to press on Kali Linux. Here it will say Kali Linux, and here it will show you all of it. Architecture or ARM 64, memory 4 gigs, the disk 64 gigs, and the display GPU accelerated, the Spice tools which is already installed, and the username is Kali, the password is Kali. And you can even change it, but it won't be saved anywhere. So you have to download it, but for now I'm just going to press open in UTM. So press open UTM. So it's going to show like this. Press always allow, and then press open UTM. It says download VM. So you have to press download VM, and then here, so when I press download VM, it will be in my finder right in here. It will be in my downloads. And so after that, after it being in your downloads, so here I have created a file called softwares, the Kali Linux zip here, and then so here I have unzipped Kali Linux, and then I have put it here. So I can double click on it for it to come here. So press run here, see, as you can see here it will show you like this. It will show like this. So here, as you can see here when you press this, you have to press enter here. So when I pressed enter here, it will load me into Kali Linux. So I'm gonna write Kali, and now the password is also Kali. So press login after you pressed both Kali. And so here, as you can see here, we have Kali Linux here. So let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation to see what we're gonna do next. So after we installed, so let's see what we'll be doing throughout this Linux command training program. Here, first of all, I will tell you all of the basic command overview. You will learn the essential Linux commands for better productivity and efficiency. And here, after we have learned all the basic command overview, here we're gonna have an advanced command deep dive. And so here, we'll jump into all the advanced Linux commands to elevate your skills and expertise. Now let's go to our next slide. Here we have some of our table of content. So here we have file management and configuration. Here we have network admin and troubleshooting with some commands here. Here we have some other commands where it will be only in the terminal. So now let's go to our next one. Now we are going to explore the basic command Linux overview. So let's go to the next slide. So here we have our first command where we have the list ls. The ls command in Linux is used to list the contents of a directory, and it displays information about the files and directories within the specified directory. If no directory is specified, it lists the contents of the current working directory. So here we have ls, we have the terminal here. Here we have ls. When we write in the terminal ls, the sample output will be shown like this. Desktop documents, downloads, music, pictures and videos. So knowing this, let's go to UTM and try to do the thing that was shown before. So here I have full screened it. And here I'm going to open terminal. I'm going to open the terminal. So here, let's try the command ls. So here, let's type in ls. ls list. Here the list comes document, desktop, document, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, videos, and Bavik, which I have already created in Kali Linux. So here, when I type in list, it will show you all of this. And then now let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. So here let's go to our next PPT. So here for the sample output, so CD, when we type in CD and then suppose we type in documents, here it will go to that in that directory. So now let's go to our UTM here. So let's go to our Kali Linux. So here now let's type in CD. It's trying to give us something like Bavik, but here I want to go into something else. Like here I want to go in documents. You have to write it correctly. What if I write it wrong? So I'm going to write something wrong and try. So when I write this, it will say CD, no such file or directory found as DOU. So we have to write CD D. And see, as you can see here, Kali Linux is trying to help me saying, is this command correct that you are thinking of? Here I'm gonna write documents. Doc. When I put doc and I press tab, I will instantly go to that command. So let's press enter. So when I press enter, here now when I press ls, there will be nothing showing as because there is nothing in documents for us to list, for Kali Linux to list. And so here now it's saying /documents. That means it's in the directory documents. Now let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Here we have our next command, which is cp. The cp command in Linux is used to copy files and directories from one location to another. It is a fundamental command of file management. So here in our basic usage, here in our sample output, here I wrote cp file1.txt to the name file2.txt. And you can even do this with files also, as I said before. So here let's go to UTM again. Now let's go to our Kali Linux. Now here I will go back to desktop. So I'm going back to the previous place. As I wrote cd dot dot, that means you'll go back to the previous directory that you were in. So here I have a file called bavik. So I'm gonna press cp bavik to bavik number 2. So when I press enter, so seems like something wrong happened here. So let's type it again. So here I'm going to actually go to the file called bavik. In that file, when I press ls, here it will show bavik.txt, which is a file that I can copy. So here I am copying my bavik.txt to bavik2.txt. So when I press return, here it will come like this. So let's press ls. Now here we have two files, text files. Here number one, here of course we have our previous text file, which is bavik.txt, but now here we have bavik2.txt. So this is it for today, folks. And if you like this video and you want to support us, please like, share, subscribe to our channel Kai Web Designs. And I hope you'll have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.